everybody. So, got this 2016 F550 Super Duty. I got an airbag light on. Airbag light, I believe, is for a B0001. 13. The 13 signifies that it is an open. So open circuit. On the driver frontal stage 1 deployment control. It's going to be up in your airbag here, I'm guessing. It goes from the, what is this module? It is the RCM, so I don't know, restraint control module, I'd guess. So that's what the codes were, live data. We're going to see now. You see things like that. 65 my hands in the way. 65.54 ohms. That is the maximum on this, at least on the scan tool or whatever it is. So it's reading that. So here we go. Driver frontal stage 1 deployment control resistance. 65.54. Also stage 2. I don't believe there is a stage 2. I think there's just a stage 1. So in this position, the wheel is doing that, setting off our airbag light. 65 ohms. It's the way I kind of determined that this is the clock spring, as I turned it all the way to the right. I'll let it off a little bit to center because of the tires. Now we are at 3 ohms. So turn it off. Back on. Shut that radio off. Airbag light goes off. 3.23 ohms. I believe that you want to run between 1.3 ohms and I think 4.5 or something like that. I'll put the spec up right underneath just so you know. So take our wheel. We'll go back to center. Resistance 65 ohms. Airbag light comes back on. So let's say our problem is a clock spring. I don't know if you can buy just the clock spring. I'm going to go see right now. I did see a dorman part for a clock spring. It said like standard steering wheel, so I don't know if this counts as the wheel that you can use it with. But I'm going to call the FORD and see if I can buy just a clock spring. So I ordered a clock spring for that truck. Here's the part number for it. It looks like they call it a cover and contact, which is kind of a weird name for it. But anyway, so here it is. Let's go put it in. So I'm gonna take this cover off the steering column here. We 3 screws right there, 5.5 millimeter a piece, and we'll pull that off. Should be like little tabs and stuff in here. You got to kind of pop off to separate this, and then the top and bottom should come off. It'd probably be easier if we kind of maybe move that around so we get a little room up and down to get that out, and we're gonna take that off. So once you get that off behind the wheel here, there's going to be some holes. So I got the one there, and inside there is a little piece of wire. So you can see a little piece of wire that's kind of around the little cast hook there. You got to pry that away or to the side to unlatch the airbag. So there's going to be 3 of them. There'll be one here, here, and at the bottom. So you got to get those off to kind of pop that airbag out. You're going to want to disconnect your battery and take all necessary precautions when dealing with an airbag. So I'm using a little mirror there to kind of see what I need to see. They say a little piece of wire that's over the that hook. Just gonna stick a screwdriver in there and kind of turn it sideways, and that should move that wire over, and as you're doing that, you're going to want to kind of pull on the airbag a little bit to get it unlatched. I can't really show you because I don't have 3 hands. Alright, let's take this off. You're going to have a couple plugs behind here. You're going to have this one plug here, and then I think for the horn, and another one for the airbag, so you can see them. Gotta get those off. Is that, see a little tab in there, I kind of got a screwdriver in there a little bit and kind of pried the tab away. And then the airbag one, you just kind of pinch it on the sides and unlatches and comes off. Looks like it's keyed, so it only goes one way. There's that. Pretty sure you're going to want to have your wheel in the straight position, because the new clock spring is going to come locked in that position, in the straight. So make sure your wheels are straight and your wheel is straight at this point in time. So I'm going to take this Torx bolt out, or Torx head bolt out, whatever you want to call it, and then the wheel should come off. We do have this plug up here. Okay. Take that out. So yeah, let's get that off. Alright, so it's going to be a T50 to get that off. I didn't think it was going to get it, but it got it. Some blue Loctite on there. Make sure you reapply it. And we're ready for the races. So we're going to have some little Torx doodads. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 it looks like. And take this plug out. They got disconnected, so let me go get a Torx bit for that. So this is a T10. Take them out. You don't have a lot of torque on them, so you can just kind of unscrew them with your fingers. Pull it off. So you got a little plug on the back, plugs in down here. And that's that for that. Take out our new cover and, what do they call it? A new cover and contact. Because everybody's got to come up with a new name for everything. Call is like, I don't, to be honest, when I called about it, the guy didn't even really seem to know what I was talking about at first. I heard him talking to one of the other people that had been there for a while, I'm guessing, and asking him what I was looking for. We got these two little pieces back here. I think they gotta fit into this too. Two little pins, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's on. Just looked like it wasn't on for a minute. Kind of weird. Here's that. Plug that in. So we're going to take our wheel. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Right on over the top of that little tab. I get some more Loctite for my bolt. My bolt has been Loctited. I'm going to use a little socket power. Actually, it's tight. Surprise, surprise. Alright, so now that that's on, you get your bolt torqued down, got some thread lock on it, or a blue Loctite, whatever you want to call it, thread lock. I'm going to pull this guy out. That's what locks it into center. Plug your other plug in, and we're going to put the airbag back on. So you're just going to plug these guys back in, make sure they're in correctly. I believe that goes in upside down like so. And then you just kind of push it. And then it's like I say, these are the tabs right there that that they lock in on. Right here you got 1, 2, and 3. And turn this around. And this is the little wire pieces right here. You got 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's what goes on there. Pretty much what you're doing is on the other side of this, you're just coming in and then you're prying them towards the center of the wheel. So you come in on this side and kind of pry it over, or actually just go in there and just twist your screwdriver and it will push it over, and then just kind of give it a little extra while you pull on the wheel. So let's plug these back in and put the airbag back on, hook the batteries back up. Like that, and we're on. So I'm gonna put these plastic things back together, back on the bottom. There is a hook on the back side of this, so I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at. So there's a hook here. This is the bottom one. So pretty much the way I got it off is I grab the top part and I pop the top up, and then you get both sides up, and then it'll come forward. And you keep in mind, you get a big hook there, so it's not going to come totally straight up. It's going to kind of come up and then out. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure which way the little locks go, but So it looks like the little locks here go forward, so the way you're going to want to separate it is obviously these tabs got to go backwards, which is going to go in these holes here. The top has to go back with these two tab holes, and then once they're back, it comes up and then out. So put it back in. Alright, so got all the batteries hooked up, clock spring and everything in, airbag back on. See how it goes. The airbag light goes out. So I do have a check engine light on. It is not for the airbag, that is for a crankcase ventilation sensor. It's under warranty because of the customer satisfaction program, so I'm gonna have that replaced by the dealer. They replace it and they update your programming. So airbag lights out. Let's see if our buttons work. Buttons work. And that's that. So if you got an airbag light on, I believe most of the time it's probably a clock spring. At least that's what I found with the issues I've had. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. I've had impact sensors on the front. I think on my GMC, most of the time when my airbag lights come on, it's the impact sensors in the front under the bumper. And then, yeah, like I say, it's the clock spring. But I don't know. Don't listen to me. So anyway, hope that helps somebody. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm kind of wondering what's inside one of these clock springs, because I've never actually had one apart. I always figured it was just kind of some pieces of like rings of wire or something with like a little locking, like a little, you know, just like a tab that kind of runs along it. But like I said, I never had one apart, so I took a little clip out from the inside of this, and we'll pull this top off, see what's in there. Looks like it's just a piece of wire or a ribbon cable. It's wound up a bunch of times. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why it's all tucked up in there like that. Maybe that's just what it does. I don't know. Looks like there's two of them. Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of guess that it probably broke. Maybe right around here. Let's see if I can find the break. It is all wrapped up in there, kind of hard. I don't know. Couldn't tell you where it broke, but so that's what's in a clock spring. Kind of interesting. Have a nice day. Alright, I found where it broke. So there was this little spot here that was kind of worn, and I peeled back some of the protective coating. As you can see right there, that's where it broke. So, anyway, kind of interesting.